Welcome students. Today we will explore section 11.5 NCERT example 9-10 of three-dimensional geometry. So let's start. This is disclaimer. First we will see shortest distance between two lines. It explains how to find the minimum distance between any two lines in 3D space, whether they intersect or not. NCERT section 11.5.1 shortest distance between two skew lines. NCERT section 11.5.2 distance between two parallel lines. After that we will see NCERT examples 9-10. Right. So let's start. So let's start by looking at intersecting lines in three-dimensional geometry. If two lines in space intersect at a point, the shortest distance between them is 0. Right? If two lines in space intersect at a point, then shortest distance between them is 0. Notice how this makes sense intuitively. If the lines meet at a common point, there is no space between them at that spot. So we can say, here is the visual representation showing two lines intersecting in space. Take a look at the diagram and see how the lines cross at a single point. Now let's start by talking about parallel lines in three-dimensional geometry. When two lines in space are parallel, the shortest distance between them is always perpendicular distance. So here is the diagram showing two parallel lines in 3D space. Notice how the perpendicular segment connects the two lines at a right angle. To be precise, the shortest distance is the length of the perpendicular drawn from a point on one line directly onto the other line, right? The shortest distance is the length of the perpendicular drawn from a point on one line directly onto the other line, right? Now let's start by understanding what skew lines in three-dimensional geometry. Skew lines are lines that do not intersect and are not parallel, right? Skew lines are that lines that do not intersect and are not parallel at all, right? Now let's focus on why skew lines are considered the most complex and interesting case. Unlike parallel or intersecting lines, skew lines can't be placed together on a single flat surface. This unique property makes them a special topic in 3D geometry. To help you visualize skew lines, imagine a room with x, y, and z axis representing its length, width, and height. In this example, the line GE runs diagonally across the ceiling, while the line DB starts at one corner above point A and goes diagonally down the wall. So these lines are skew because they are not parallel and they never meet, no matter how far you extend them. So skew lines are lines that do not intersect and are not parallel, right? Skew lines are the lines that do not intersect and are not parallel, okay? So here we are defining the shortest distance between two lines. It means finding a segment that connects the point on one line to a point on the other line, so that this segment is as short as possible. Okay. For skew lines, the shortest distance segment is always perpendicular to both the lines. This means that if you draw the shortest segment between two lines, it will form right angle with each other, okay? Right, hope it's clear to all. Now let's look at the vector form for representing skew lines in three-dimensional geometry. Here we have two lines. L1 written as R vector is equal to A1 vector plus lambda B1 vector, right? And L2 as R vector is equal to A2 vector plus mu B2 vector. Now first, Let's focus on line L1. In the equation R vector is equal to A1 plus lambda B1, the vector A1 is called the position vector, right? The vector A1 is basically called the position vector. Now let's look at the second line L2. In the equation R vector is equal to A2 plus mu B2 vector, the vector A2 is the position vector for L2, right? Showing where this line begins. Finally, let's talk about the parameters lambda and mu. These are scalar values that can take any real number and they allow us to generate every possible point along each line, right? Now we want to find the shortest distance, which we will call D, between two skew lines L1 and L2. Skew lines are lines that do not intersect and are not parallel. So the shortest distance between them is not immediately obvious. Now let's see key concept. The shortest distance between two lines is always along a segment that is perpendicular to both the lines. The direction of this shortest segment is given by a vector that is perpendicular to both direction vectors of the lines, which we can call B1 and B2. In other words, the vector we need is the cross product of B1 and B2, since the cross product gives a vector perpendicular to both. Right. Now we are starting our discussion on the shortest distance between two skew lines in three-dimensional geometry using vectors. Step 1. Direction of the shortest distance. To find the direction, we need a vector that is perpendicular to both direction vectors of the given lines, right? Here is the formula B1 cross B2. In symbols, that's B1 cross B2, right? This cross product vector B1 cross B2 gives us the exact direction of the shortest segment connecting the two lines. Step 2. Unit vector along shortest distance. Now that we have the direction, our next step is to find unit vector in this direction. To get the unit vector, we divide the direction vector by its magnitude. The formula is n cap equals to B1 cross B2 divided by magnitude of B1 cross B2, right? In other words, we can say n cap will be equal to B1 vector cross B2 vector upon magnitude of B1 vector cross B2 vector, right? Now we are focusing on finding the shortest distance between two skew lines in three-dimensional geometry using vectors. So first, let's consider, for step 3, let's consider vector that connects a point on the first line to a point on the second line, right? So the vector connecting the 2 points is written as A2 vector minus A1 vector. Clear? Here A1 is the position vector of a point on the first line and A2 is the position vector of a point on the second line. Step 4. Now let's move on the step 4. We need to find the shortest distance between the lines. And for that we will use the idea of projection. So the shortest distance, which we call D, is found by projecting the vector A2 vector minus A1 vector onto the unit vector n cap, which is perpendicular to both the lines. The formula for the shortest distance D equals the absolute value of the dot product A2 vector minus A1 vector with n cap. In symbol, that's D will be equal to magnitude of A2 minus A2 vector minus A1 vector dot n cap. Okay. Now let's substitute the value of n cap into our formula. So D will be magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector dot B1 vector cross B2 vector upon magnitude of B1 vector cross B2 vector, right? A quick remark, the numerator, which is A2 vector minus A1 vector dot B1 vector cross B2 vector, is called a scalar triple product, right? Is called a scalar triple product. Okay. If it is 0, the lines are coplanar, that is either intersecting or parallel. Okay. Now we are starting our discussion on the shortest distance between two lines in three-dimensional geometry, specifically using Cartesian form. Now let's see how can we find the distance between two skew lines using Cartesian form. So first, let's define our first line L1. It passes through the points with coordinates x1, y1, z1 with direction ratios p1, q1 and r1. Okay. Next, we introduce the second line L2. This line passes through the point x2, y2, z2 and has direction ratios p2, q2, r2. Now let's talk about the position vectors. Position vectors are used to represent the location of points in space relative to the origin. Right. Position vectors are used to represent the location of points in space relative to the origin. For line L1, the position vector of a point is A1 is equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. Here I cap, j cap and k cap are unit vectors along x, y and z axis respectively. For the line L2, the position vector is A2 vector is equal to x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. This vector points from the origin to the point x2, y2, z2 on L2. Right. Now let's move on to the direction vectors for each line. Direction vectors indicate the direction in which each line extends based on their direction ratios. For line L1, the direction vector is basically B1 vector is equal to P1 I cap plus Q1 j cap plus R1 k cap. And for line L2, the direction vector is B2 vector is equal to P2 I cap plus Q2 j cap plus R2 k cap, with both position and direction vectors defined for each line. Okay. Right. Now, A2 vector minus A1 vector can be written as x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap. And B1 vector cross B2 vector can be written as determinant value of I cap, j cap, k cap, P1, Q1, R1, P2, Q2, R2. So it will be I cap into Q1, R2 minus R1, Q2 minus j cap into P1, R2 minus R1, P2 plus k cap into P1, Q2 minus Q1, P2. Right. So it will be Q1, R2 minus R1, Q2 I cap plus R1, P2 minus P1, R2 j cap plus P1, Q2 minus Q1, P2 k cap. Therefore, the magnitude of B1 vector cross B2 vector will be equal to root over Q1 R2 minus R1 Q2 whole square plus R1 P2 minus P1 R2 whole square plus P1 Q2 minus Q1 P2 whole square. Okay. Now A2 vector minus A1 vector dot B1 vector cross B2 vector will be determinant value of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, P1 Q1 R1, P2 Q2 R2. Right. So shortest distance between two skew lines, Cartesian form. We know the vector formula for the shortest distance d between two skew lines is basically d will be equal to magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector dot B1 vector cross B2 vector upon magnitude of B1 vector cross B2 vector. Okay. Therefore, the shortest distance between skew lines in Cartesian form is basically shortest distance d will be determinant value of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, P1 Q1 R1, P2 Q2 R2 upon square root of Q1 R2 minus R1 Q2 whole square plus R1 P2 minus P1 R2 whole square plus P1 Q2 minus Q1 P2 whole square. Okay. Now vector form. Let's start looking at the vector form of two parallel lines in three-dimensional geometry. We will see how these lines are represented using vectors, which helps us analyze their positions and directions in space. First, we have the equation for the first line L1 as R vector is equal to A1 vector plus lambda B vector. For L2, the equation of second line L2 is basically R vector is equal to A2 vector plus mu B vector, right? Mu B vector. You can see in figure. Now let's clarify what A1 represents. The vector A1 is the position vector of a specific point S on the first line L1. Similarly, A2 vector is the position vector of the point T on the second line L2. So A2 vector locates the starting point of the line starting point of the second line in three-dimensional space. Okay. The vector B vector is called the common direction vector. Both lines are parallel because they share this same direction vector, right? Which means they point in exactly the same direction. Okay. Finally, lambda and mu are scalar parameters, right? Finally, lambda and mu are basically the scalar parameters. Okay. Lambda and mu are basically scalar parameters, right? Now we are starting our discussion on the distance between parallel lines in three-dimensional geometry, focusing on the vector form. Clear? Now let's look at the diagram. If L1 and L2 are coplanar parallel lines, and we drop a perpendicular from point T on the line L2 to line L1, the foot of this perpendicular is point P. The foot of this perpendicular is basically the point P. Now let's introduce some vectors. Let theta be the angle between the vectors, vector ST, which is A2 minus A2 vector minus A1 vector, and the direction vector B vector. Here, vector ST connects a point on L1 to a point on L2, and the vector B gives the direction of both the lines since they are parallel. So at this step, we use the cross product to relate these vectors. The equation is B vector cross ST vector equals to magnitude of B vector into magnitude of ST vector into sine theta n cap. Clear? Where n cap is the unit vector perpendicular to both B vector and ST vector. Clear? Where n cap is the unit vector perpendicular to the plane of the lines L1 and L2. Okay. Now we get B vector cross ST vector will be equal to magnitude of B vector into magnitude of ST vector into sine theta n cap. You can see in the figure. But ST vector can be written as equal to A2 vector minus A1 vector, right? ST vector can be written equal to A2 vector minus A1 vector. Therefore, magnitude of B vector cross A2 vector minus A1 vector will be equal to magnitude of B vector into magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector into sine theta. Okay. So, magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector into sine theta will be equal to magnitude of B vector cross A2 vector minus A1 vector upon magnitude of B vector. Okay. Let us assume this as equation 1. Now, from right angle triangle in triangle SPT, we obtain sine theta is basically perpendicular upon hypotenuse, which is magnitude of PT upon magnitude of ST, which is basically magnitude of PT vector upon magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector, right? So we can say that magnitude of PT vector will be magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector into sine theta. Assume this as equation 2. Now using equation 1 and 2, we get A2 vector minus magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector into sine theta will be equal to magnitude of B vector in cross A2 vector minus A1 vector upon magnitude of B vector, and magnitude of PT vector will be equal to magnitude of A2 vector minus A1 vector into sine theta. Okay. Therefore, we get magnitude of PT vector will be equal to magnitude of B vector cross A2 vector minus A1 vector upon magnitude of B vector. Okay. Since PT vector is nothing but the shortest distance d between two parallel lines, therefore the formula for the shortest distance between two parallel lines is basically d is basically magnitude of B vector cross A2 vector minus A1 vector upon magnitude of B vector, right? Now let's see example NCERT example 9. Example says find the shortest distance between the lines L1 and L2 whose vector equations are r vector is equal to first r vector is equal to I vector cross j vector plus lambda times 2I vector plus minus j vector plus k vector. This is equation 1. In equation 2, r vector is equal to 2I cap plus j cap minus k cap plus mu times 3I cap minus 5j cap plus 2k cap, right? So let's see how can we solve this. Let's start the solution. To start, let's compare the given equation with the standard form for a line in the vector form, which is r vector is equal to a1 vector plus lambda b1 vector and r vector is equal to a2 vector plus mu b2 vector respectively. So we get a1 vector is equal to I cap plus j cap and b1 vector is equal to 2I cap minus j cap plus k cap. And a2 vector is equal to 2I cap plus j cap minus k cap and b2 vector is equal to 3I cap minus 5j cap plus 2k cap, right? Therefore, a2 vector minus a1 vector will be equal to 2 I cap plus j cap minus k cap minus I cap plus j cap, which is equal to I cap minus k cap. And b1 vector cross b2 vector will be equal to 2 I cap minus j cap plus k cap cross 3 I cap minus 5 j cap plus 2 k cap, which is equal to determinant value of I cap j cap k cap 2 minus 1 1 3 minus 5 2, which after solving we will get I cap into minus 1 into 2 minus 1 into minus 5 minus of j cap into 2 into 2 minus 1 into 3 plus k cap into 2 into minus 5 minus 1 into 3, right, which will be equal to 3 I cap minus j cap minus 7 k cap. Got it? 3 I cap minus j cap minus 7 k cap, right? So magnitude of b1 vector cross b2 vector will be equal to root over 3 square plus 1 square plus 7 square, which is root over 59. Now b1 vector cross b2 vector dot a2 vector minus a1 vector will be equal to 3 I cap minus j cap minus 7 k cap dot I cap minus k cap, which is equal to 3 plus 7, which is equal to 10, right? Hence the shortest distance between the given lines is given by d will be equal to magnitude of b1 vector cross b2 vector dot a2 vector minus a1 vector upon magnitude of b1 vector cross b2 vector, which will be equal to 10 upon root 59. Got it? Which is equal to 10 upon root 59, right? This is basically the right answer. Next is NCERT. Example 10, section 11.5.2. So let's look at this example where we need to find the distance between two lines in three-dimensional space. The first line is given by the vector equation. R vector is equal to I cap plus 2 j cap minus 4 k cap plus lambda times 2 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 6 k cap. And L2 is basically R vector is equal to 3 I cap plus 3 j cap minus 5 k cap plus mu times 2 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 6 k cap. Okay, right. So comparing the given equation with the standard vector form for lines, R vector is equal to A vector plus lambda B vector, right? R vector is equal to A vector plus lambda B vector. For line L1, position vector of a point on L1 is basically A vector is equal to I vector plus 2j vector minus 4k. A vector is equal to I cap plus 2j cap minus 4k cap. Now direction vector of L1 is basically B1 vector is equal to 2 I cap plus 3j cap plus 6k cap. For line L2, we can say position vector of a point on L2 is basically A2 vector is equal to 3 I cap plus 3j cap minus 5k cap. Now the direction vector of L2 is basically B2 vector, which is equal to 2 I cap plus 3j cap plus 6k cap. Observe that the direction vectors of both the lines are identical, right? You can observe that the direction vectors for both the lines are identical, right? So we know if two lines have same or proportional direction vectors, they are parallel in space. Since the direction vectors are the same, we can confirm that these lines are parallel. Clear? Now, let's recall the formula for the shortest distance between two parallel lines. It is given by d, shortest distance d is basically magnitude of b vector cross a2 vector minus a1 vector upon magnitude of b vector. Here b vector is equal to 2 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 6 k cap. A1 vector is equal to I cap plus 2 j cap minus 4 k cap. And A2 vector is equal to 3 I cap plus 3 j cap minus 5 k cap, right? So A2 vector minus A1 vector will be equal to 2 I cap plus j cap minus 1 k cap. Okay. Then B vector cross A2 vector minus A1 vector will be equal to determinant value of I cap, j cap, k cap, 2, 3, 6 and 2, 1, minus 1. Which is equal to I cap into minus 3, minus 6, minus j cap into minus 2, minus 12, plus k cap into 2, minus 6. Which is equal to minus 9 I cap plus 14 j cap minus 4 k cap, right? Hence we can say that magnitude of B vector cross A2 vector minus A1 vector will be equal to root over minus 9 square plus 14 square plus minus 4 square. Which is equal to root over 81 plus 196 plus 16, right? Which is equal to root over 293. Right, which is equal to root over 293. Since B vector is equal to 2 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 6 k cap, we can say magnitude of B vector will be equal to root over 2 square plus 3 square plus 6 square. So we can say that magnitude of B vector is equal to 7. Now substituting magnitude of b vector is equal to 7 and magnitude of b vector cross a2 vector minus a1 vector is equal to root 239 in this equation. D is equal to magnitude of b vector cross a2 vector minus a1 vector upon magnitude of b vector. We obtain the distance. So D will be root over 293 upon 7. Right, distance D will be root over 293 upon 7. Okay. This is the exact distance between two given lines in three-dimensional space. Right. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you for your attention. I hope this lesson was helpful. Right.